Hare Krishna. So we'll start our session chanting the pranam mantras, invocation prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swami Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Gauravani Vicharini Vishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshavarani. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Kankarati Vasalam Vagisha Yasame Lakshmi Yasachasi Yasasi Urve Gaurachandra Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishna Bhaktaya Yasya Devi Parabhakti Yatha Devi Tatha Guru Taseti Katha Kashanti Yanta Pravisha Mamachanam Prasattam Sanjeevi Ekala Shakti Dharasura Anyam Chahastra Jagna Shola Toradi Niज गुरु हरिवान्या कृष्ण चतुर चतुर्गिया बंद संसार प्रभु वचन सुखाब्दो मुझे सबसे जय विकास भक्ति पूर्व यतीन्द्र. Okay, so we are reading from the book The Mood and Mission of Srila Prabhupada, written by His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj. We are reading from the chapter Promoting Spiritual and Material Well-being. We are in the section bringing everyone to the highest interest. Page number 393 from the book. Okay. Bringing everyone to the highest interest. The objective of everyone's interest is Vishnu. But because people do not know this, Nate vidu swarthagatim Vishnu. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5, Text 31. They are making various plans by which to fulfill so many concocted interests in life. The Krishna consciousness movement is trying to bring the Krishna consciousness movement is trying to bring everyone to the highest interest. The process may be differently named, but if the aim is one, people should follow it to achieve the ultimate goal of life. Reference 1645, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 15, Text 65 purport. The Krishna consciousness movement encompasses the essence of all auspicious activities. In our Krishna consciousness movement, Lord Vishnu is worshipped in every temple according to a schedule of 24 hours of engagement and performing kirtan, chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, offering palatable food to Lord Vishnu, and distributing this food to Vaishnavas and others. These are authorized activities, and if the members of the Krishna consciousness movement stick to these principles, they will achieve the same result one gains by observing the Payovrata ceremony. Does anybody remember who did this? What is this Payovrata ceremony? Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, is that Diti or Aditi?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Aditi has done to.
Aditi.
Yeah. Diti is Daityas and Aditi is Adityas. Okay, so thus the essence of all auspicious activities such as performing yajna, giving in charity, observing vratas and undergoing austerities is included in the Krishna consciousness movement. 1646, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 16, Text 60 purport. Somebody has joined and just left. Krishna. Okay. Okay, Shyam Swarup Prabhu, you can read.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Giving the opportunity of liberation and going back to Godhead. The following statement encapsulates hundreds of others given by Srila Prabhupada regarding the importance of the Krishna consciousness movement. The Krishna consciousness movement introduced by Lord Chaitanya is extremely important because one who takes to it becomes eternal, being freed from birth, death, and old age. Reference 1647 Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, Chapter 9, Text 39, Purport. Explaining this further, Srila Prabhupada wrote, the material world is a place of confinement for the living entities who are by nature Anandamaya, pleasure seeking. They actually want to be free from the confinement of this world of conditional happiness, but not knowing the process of liberation, they are bound to transmigrate from one species of life to another and from one planet to another. In this way, the living entities are wandering throughout the material universe. When by good fortune one comes in contact with a pure devotee and hears from him patiently, one begins to follow the path of devotional service. Such an opportunity is offered to a person who is sincere. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is giving such a chance to humanity at large. If by fortune one takes advantage of this opportunity to engage in devotional service, the path of liberation immediately opens. Reference 1648, The Nectar of Instruction, Text 3, Purport. Reference 1649. See also Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 5, Text 23, Purport, quoted on.
Quoted on page number 164.
164. Okay. Below are more quotes on this theme, which Srila Prabhupada spoke of so many times that it must be considered the central purpose of his movement. As explained by Bhakti Vinoda Thakura, Mayara Vase, Yacha Beshe, Kacha Abudubu Bhai. My dear brothers, why are you being washed away by the waves of Maya? One should come to the spiritual platform and then one's activities will be permanent. Krita Punya Punjaha. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 12, Text 11. This stage is attained after one accumulates the results of pious activities for many, many lives. Janma Koti Shukratair na labhyate. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, Chapter 8, Text 70. The Krishna consciousness movement wants to stop Koti Janma, repeated birth and death. In one birth, one should rectify everything and come to permanent life. This is Krishna consciousness. Reference 1650, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 13, Text 58, Purport. Our mission is to save human society from the pitfalls of incarnating again in the cycle of birth and death. Reference 1651, Easy Journey to Other Planets, Chapter 2. It is said, Mahat Sevam Dwaram Ahur Vimuktehe. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, Text 2. If one wants to progress on the path of liberation, he should associate with Mahatmas or liberated devotees, because in such association, there is a full chance for hearing, describing, and chanting about the name, form, qualities, and paraphernalia of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all of which are described in Srimad Bhagavatam. On the path of bondage, one eternally undergoes the repetition of birth and death. One who desires liberation from such bondage should join the International Society for Krishna Consciousness and thus take advantage of the opportunity to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from devotees and also explain it to propagate Krishna consciousness. Reference 1652, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 26, Text 39, Purport. This Krishna consciousness movement is being spread all over the world just to remedy this gross ignorance. People in general are misled by blind leaders. The leaders of human society, the politicians, philosophers, and scientists, are blind because they are not Krishna conscious. Reference 1653, The Nectar of Instruction, Text 7, Purport. In one body after another, the living entity perpetually suffers the threefold miseries of material existence. To save human civilization from the darkness of ignorance, this movement was started. The main purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement is to enlighten the forgetful living entity and remind him of his original Krishna consciousness. In this way, the living entity can be saved from the catastrophe of ignorance as well as bodily transmigration. Reference 1654, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 28, Text 21, Purport. The Krishna consciousness movement is so beneficial that it can very easily counteract the contamination of material nature which results from one's possessing a material body. Reference 1655, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 18, Text 42, Purport. Bluntly, even the heads of religions indulge in killing animals while trying to pass as saintly persons. This mockery and hypocrisy in human society bring about unlimited calamities. Therefore, occasionally there are great wars. Masses of such people go out onto battlefields and kill themselves. Presently, they have discovered the atomic bomb, which is simply waiting to be used for wholesale destruction. If people want to be saved from the killing business life after life, they must take to Krishna consciousness and cease sinful activity. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness recommends that everyone abandon meat eating, illicit sex, intoxication, and gambling. When one gives up these sinful activities, he can understand Krishna and take to this Krishna consciousness movement. We therefore request everyone to abandon sinful activity and chant the Hare Krishna mantra. In this way, people can save themselves from repeated birth and death and from being killed like the animals in slaughterhouses. Reference 1656, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, Chapter 24, Text 251, Purport. Succinctly, this Krishna consciousness movement is meant for conquering over repetition of birth and death. Reference 1657, Lecture 4th April 1975. And thus, this Krishna consciousness movement is the greatest gift for persons who are actually desiring liberation. Reference 1658, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 22, Text 35, Purport. Yet, Krishna consciousness offers benedictions that surpass even freedom from birth and death. We have inaugurated the Krishna consciousness movement so that Everyone can satisfy his propensity for loving others simply by directing his love toward Krishna. Reference 1659. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Preface. The Krishna consciousness movement is so potent that by adopting these principles of life and developing love of God, one can very easily go back home, back to Godhead. Reference 1660. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 12, Text 25, Purport. Our Krishna consciousness movement is meant for elevating the living being for promotion back home, back to Godhead. Reference 1661, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 15, Text 40, Purport. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada enjoined his disciples, quote, bring back all these fools back to Godhead. Reference 1662. Satswarupa Dasa Goswami, ISKCON in the 1970s, page 12. For a devotee who internalizes this preaching mood, his path to Vaikuntha Loka is open. A Krishna conscious being is always engaged in planning how to make all the suffering humanity back home, back to Godhead. Even if one is not successful in reclaiming all the fallen souls back to Godhead, still, because he is Krishna conscious, his path to Vaikuntha Loka is open. He personally becomes qualified to enter the Vaikuntha Lokas, and if anyone follows such a devotee, he also enters into Vaikuntha Loka. Reference 1663, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 12, Text 36, Purport. Should I continue, Prabhu?
Yeah, this section you can read. It is just one page. Later, I will give some of the devotees for it.
Okay, Prabhu. Guarantee for serious practitioners. Most encouragingly, Srila Prabhupada declared, don't think that this chanting and dancing will not lead to the desired goal. It will. It is the assurance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that one will get all perfection by this process. Reference 1664, Shri Shri Gaura Nityanandir Daya. Purport, Songs of the Vaishnava Acharyas. However, there is a proviso. If one wants to be Krishna conscious by this process, one has to give up his engagement in sense gratification. That is the only restriction. If one gives up sense gratification, it is sure that he will reach the desired goal. Reference 1665. I bid same page. The process of Krishna consciousness is very easy, especially as compared to practices such as the performance of severe austerities and the amassing of Vedic knowledge. But it must be undertaken in all earnestness. If people take this movement seriously, their lives as human beings will be successful. Reference 1666. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 10, Text 70, Purport. Take this moment seriously, for Krishna consciousness gives one a chance to reach Krishna and to dance with him eternally. Reference 1667, Easy Journey to Other Planets, Chapter 2. Next page, please. Those who follow strictly and seriously will achieve spiritual perfection and go back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada guarantees it. Rise early, attend Mangala Arati and class, chant 16 rounds, and follow the four regulative principles without deviation. This will guarantee your spiritual perfection. Reference 1668, letter 14 March 1975. Please follow the regulative principles strictly and chant your rounds of Hare Krishna faithfully. Attend the attend the Arati ceremony, take prasada and work hard in the service of Krishna, and you will surely experience the bliss of the perfection of life in Krishna consciousness. Reference 1669, letter 17 July 1970. Our request to all our students is that they daily chant at least 16 rounds of this Hare Nama Mahamantra offenselessly, following the regulative principles. Thus, their success will be assured without a doubt. Reference 1670, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, Chapter 17, Text 23, Purport. Now, you must agree to very rigidly follow the rules and regulations. That is, chanting 16 rounds of beads daily, rising early and attending Mangala Arati, observing the four principles, attending the classes, eating only Bhagavata Prasada, as well as working under the instruction of my representatives, such as your GBC representative and temple president. And if you follow this procedure very strictly, then your life will be glorious and you will go back to home, back to Godhead. This I can guarantee. Reference 1671, letter 16 February 1973. This guarantee extends to those who publish and distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. I am so much pleased upon all the boys and girls in Los Angeles and all over the world who are understanding and appreciating this unique quality of our transcendental literature, and voluntarily they are going out to distribute despite all circumstances of difficulty. By this effort alone, they are assured to go back to home, back to Godhead. Reference 1672, letter 9 Jan 1973. You have taken seriously the publishing and also the distribution of these books, and that is the success of our mission. You have taken seriously this work, and I know that my Guru Maharaja is pleased with you because he wanted this. So, by this endeavor, you will all go back home, back to Godhead. Reference 1673. Letter 1st September 1975. Assuring his disciples that their austerities in distributing his books would be amply rewarded, Srila Prabhupada told them, if you dedicate your life to distributing these books, I promise you, you will go back to home, back to Godhead. Reference 1674, Praghosha Dasa in Prabhupada Memories, Volume 15, 56.
One thing is Prabhupada disciple Prabhupada Das, he started, he is having a website called prabhupadvani.org. How many devotees know this site?
I know the site Prabhu, but don't know that Prabhu started it.
Mm. This was started by Prabhu. And I asked him that why don't you do it in an app? So he told that I want everybody to come to the website. App is, it takes a lot of, so whatever it is. So he started, Prabhu started this particular channel, particular website, prabhupadvani.org. I follow it like anything. So many, like every lecture is there in that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Prabhu. Adi Keshavadasa expressed a doubt about this, which Srila Prabhupada resolved. Prabhupada said, one must be completely pure at the time of death, and that means that you must have no other desire. So I asked, how is it possible? I know that I won't be remembering Krishna at the time of death. I know I won't be pure. So what shall I do? He said, You simply follow my instructions, and I will give you that remembrance at the time of your death.
Wow.
Reference 1675. Adi Keshava Dasa, Srila Prabhupada Leelamrita interview. Seeing that so many devotees would go back to Godhead, Srila Prabhupada envisaged another ISKCON in the spiritual sky. Reference 1676, letter 14th December 1972. And reference 1677, see also to attain perfection in this life.
Volume 3, page 162.
Okay,
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
okay, Prabhu.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you.
Okay, Saurabhji, you can read.
Hare Krishna. Open to all. The opportunity to engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord is open to everyone because every living entity is constitutionally a servant of the Lord. To engage in the service of the Lord is the natural function of the living entity. Reference 1678. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, Chapter 8, Text 78, purport. On this basis, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu freely distributed Krishna consciousness, not considering who asked for it and who did not, nor who was fit and who unfit to receive it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed the fruit of devotional service. Reference 1679. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, Chapter 9, Text 29. The current Krishna consciousness movement is avowed to continue in the same spirit.
Repeat. That has been asserted, admitted, or stated publicly. As has been asserted, admitted, or stated publicly. Okay. Oh, Krishna. Yes.
The Krishna consciousness movement will inundate the entire world and drown everyone, whether one be a gentleman, a rogue, or even lame, invalid, or blind. Reference 1680. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, Chapter 7, verse 26. Text. The Krishna consciousness movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so powerful that it can inundate the entire world and entrust all classes of men in the subject of love of Godhead. Reference 1681, Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, Chapter 7, Text 25, purport. The sum and substance of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement, reference 1682, Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, Chapter 9, 29, verse purport, lies in this principle. There is no distinction made between those who are fit and those who are not fit to hear or take part in Sankirtan movement. It should therefore be preached without discrimination. The only purpose of the preachers of the Sankirtan movement must be to go on preaching without restriction. That is the way in which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced this Sankirtan movement to the world. Reference 1683, repeat the same. Although ultimately this movement is meant for the Paramahamsas who are completely free from all jealousy, Paramam Nirmatsaram. Reference 1684. The nectar of instruction, text 6, purport.
Parama Nirmat Saranam.
Nirmatsara.
Paramam Nirmat Saranam.
Nirmatsara. Still, the Krishna consciousness movement is universal. It is meant for every living being. Reference 1685. See example Lecture Summer 1974, Elevation to Ecstasy, Back to Godhead, Article 10.79, 1975. Devotional service is open for everyone, regardless of caste, creed, time, and country. This Krishna consciousness movement is functioning according to this principle. Reference 1686. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, Chapter 25, 121 words purport. According to the cult of devotion, generally known as the Vaishnava cult, there is no bar against anyone's advancing in the matter of God realization. In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 32, it is said by the Lord that there is no bar to becoming a devotee of the Lord, even for those who are low born or women, Shudras or Vaishyas. And by becoming a devotee, everyone is eligible to return home back to God. Though a person be even the most sinful man, he can at once be purified by the systematic contact with the pure Vaishnava. A Vaishnava, therefore, can accept a bona fide disciple from any part of the world without any consideration of caste and creed and promote him by regulative principles to the status of a pure Vaishnava who is transcendental to Brahmanical culture without any reference to the particular custom of a country. One can be accepted to the Vaishnav cult spiritually, and there is no hindrance in the transcendental process. Reference 1687. Shrimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2nd, Chapter 4, verse 18, purport. Srila Prabhupada was completely open hearted, always acting on behalf of Krishna. Come one, come all, stay with us, make your life happy and perfect, with no material prerequisites. Reference 1688, told by Tejas Das.
Tejas.
Tejas Das. When Srila Prabhupada was asked what is his special contribution as Acharya of such a great movement, he replied, I am showing that Krishna is for everyone. Reference 1689, quoted by Hamsadut Das press conference in Surat, Back to Godhead, Article 43, 1971. We invite everyone to join, and the process is very simple. Simply chant Hare Krishna and you will feel. There is no difficult process. The children also can take part, and actually they are taking part. You do not require any previous qualification that you must have passed your Master of Degree examination or this or that. Whatever you are, you simply come and join this association and you become Krishna conscious. This is the advantage of this society. Reference 1690. Lecture 20th February 1969. Famously, Srila Prabhupada called on all to participate by declaring, anyone can take part in this transcendental sound vibration by chanting Hare Krishna without any previous
Hare
qualification and dance in ecstasy. Reference 1691. Purport to Hare Krishna mantra, transcription from audio recording in Veda base. Nor is the Lord's Sankirtan movement restricted to any caste, creed, color, or species. Reference 1692. Srimad Bhagavatam Introduction. On this basis, we welcome woman, man, poor, rich, everyone. We do not refuse anyone. Reference 1693. Conversation 13th July 1975. The Krishna consciousness movement is genuinely non sectarian because it offers everyone without discrimination a chance to be purified. Krishna consciousness is not a sectarian religious movement, rather, it is meant for all, embracing welfare activities for the world. One can enter this movement without discrimination in terms of caste, creed, religion, or nationality. Reference 1694 Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 5, verse 49. Purport. In this Krishna consciousness movement, a chance is given to everyone without discrimination of caste, creed, or color. Everyone is invited to join this movement. Sit with us, take prasad, and hear about Krishna. Reference 1695. The Nectar of Instruction, Text 5, Purport. The Hare Krishna movement offers everyone a chance to be purified, regardless of birth or family. Reference 1696. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 13, verse 8 9. We give everyone the opportunity without any distinction. They can come to our temple, chant the Hare Krishna mantra, take a little prasad as refreshment, and gradually become purified. Reference 1697, The Science of Self Realization, Chapter 6. It is not limited under certain country, certain atmosphere, or certain population. Krishna consciousness is open for everyone. Reference 1698. Lecture 17th December 1973. First class, last class. There is no such consideration. Everyone can become Krishna conscious. It does not matter whether by his qualification he is first class or last class. Krishna consciousness is transcendental. First class, last class is considered in the material world. Reference 1699, lecture 14th August 1975. Krishna consciousness is meant for everyone. Whether one is a man or a woman does not matter. Lord Krishna personally says, Striyo Vaishyas Tatha Shudras Te Api Yanti Paramam Gatim. Whether one is
Epiyam Paramgati.
Param Gatim. Whether one is a woman, Shudra, or a Vaishya, not to speak of being a Brahman or a Kshatriya, everyone is fit to return home back to Godhead if he strictly follows the instructions of the spiritual master and Shastra. Reference 1700 Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 18, 41st verse purport. The Krishna consciousness movement is willing to offer facilities to all classes of people provided they are seriously about spiritual advancement. We are
Serious, not seriously. Serious.
serious about spiritual advancement. We are prepared to give all facility for maintenance of the body without sinful activities like illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. Everyone should live peacefully in healthy condition of life with the purpose of advancing in spiritual consciousness. In this concept, we can accept anyone from any part of the world and give them shelter, food, occupation, and enlightenment. Reference 1701, letters 28th September 1976. Commenting On the first 10 years of his preaching in the West, Srila Prabhupada said, "This movement is meant for these fourth class, fifth class, 10th class men. Note that this movement is fourth class, fifth class. They are so fallen that they cannot be counted even third class, fourth class, 10th class of men. Deliver them. Patita Pavan Hetu Tava Avatar." Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation is for delivering these classes of men. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never meant to start this movement for high class Brahmins, sages, saintly persons. No. This class of men for the fallen. Kali Yuga, all fallen. Don't be disappointed. Go on, go on. Stick to the principles. Reference 1702. Conversation 21st June 1976.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay.
Uh, okay. Jagannath Chandra Prabhu, you can read.
Hare Krishna, yes.
Yes,
Yet, actually, sorry, yes. Yet, actually, Krishna consciousness is meant for intelligent people, as stated in Shastra. The Srimad Bhagavatam instance, Yagnihi Sankirtan Praya Janti Ye Sumedasaha. One who is actually very intelligent must join the Krishna conscious movement, realizing his own self as an eternal self of the servant of Krishna, and thus practice constant chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram.
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Reference 1703, Srimad Bhagavatam 7.13.45 perfect. Still, all types can be accommodated. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's in movement is meant for both kinds of men. The ordinary man without any education literate can also take to it, and the most advanced scientists, philosophers, philanthropists, and politicians also can take to it. So we are helping both ways. Those who are educated, scientists, philosophers, for them we have got volumes of books, and those who are not educated can simply chant Hare Krishna. That will help them both ways. Therefore, this movement has become important and interesting. Reference 1704, lecture 20 April 1975. Different kinds of programs are for different kinds of people. This village program is for ordinary class of people, and for the intellectuals, we have got our books. We are not lacking in anything. Reference 1705, letter 7 September 1975. Another among other possible imitation, age is not a bar in bhakti. Even a child can take part in the chanting. 1706 reference. Purport to Hare Krishna mantra, transcription from an audio recording in Vedabase. It doesn't matter what he is. He may be grown up man or a small child. He may be educated, not educated, civilized or uncivilized. 1707, lecture 24 April 1974. That is the purpose of this society, to give everyone a chance to begin with Krishna consciousness at any stage of life. Reference 1708, Transcendental Teachings of Prahlad Maharaj. Every person is not fully committed to Krishna consciousness, but who nevertheless cooperate with this moment can be immensely benefited by it. Since the Krishna conscious moment going on at the present moment is genuine, perfect, and authorized, and is following in the footsteps of Ritu Maharaja, anyone who cooperates with this moment or accepts its principle will get the same result as the workers who are actively propagating Krishna consciousness. Reference 1709, Srimad Bhagavatam 4.21.26 perfect. By Lord Chaitanya mercy, even fallen and sinful people can take to this moment and become purified. It is Sri Chaitanya Prabhu's mercy that he had advises everyone when Chandalas, Malachas, and Yavanas to chant the holy name of Lord, the Lord. In other words, one has taken to the chanting the holy names Krishna and Hari has already received Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. The Lord's request to chant the holy name of Krishna is now extended to everyone in the world through the Krishna conscious movement. Whoever follows Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction will certainly be purified. Reference 1710. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 16.87 purport. With this faith that whoever follows Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction will certainly be purified, Srila Prabhupada called even bad people without discrimination. What can I do? I will call. Come anyone. Who is bad? Who is good? I don't know. But I know that even if a bad man comes, he will be he will become a good man. How can I discriminate who is bad or who is good? 17 reference 1711, conversation 8 Jan 1977. Wishing to accommodate everyone, Srila Prabhupada built a house in which the whole world can live. 1712 reference. Bhavanandas in your ever well wisher movie. When an Bhavananda Das recalled, when an astrologer in Navadipa, West Bengal, saw a photo of Prabhupada's face, he said that this man can make a house in which the whole world can live peacefully. And when I told Prabhupada that, he said, yes, that is my mission. Reference 1713 and 14, 1730. Same as previous. See, also 1714 reference, see also making everyone peaceful and happy. What is this? This is the lecture or what? Seeing everyone.
I don't know. It's not given even in the book. See also peace, prosperity, and happiness of all. It is given in the book as page number 421.
Making everyone peaceful and happy. First time I'm reading this book.
No, there is a topic in this book with this
Okay.
title called Peace, Prosperity, and Happiness for All in page number 421. That is what Maharaj is saying.
421. Okay. It's internal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay.
Thank you. Paramatmananda Prabhu, please continue.
Hare Krishna. Hoji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Uplifting the fallen. The purification that this movement offers can act upon even the most fallen people. The immediate effect is that bestial persons can be brought to a sober condition, to the beginning of religious life. The Krishna consciousness movement is factually endeavoring to bring human society to a sober condition. Because of a misdirected civilization, people are jumping in materialistic life like cats and dogs, performing all sorts of abominable sinful actions and becoming increasingly entangled. The Krishna consciousness movement includes self-realization because one is first directed by Lord Krishna to understand that one is not the body but the owner of the body. When one understands this simple fact, he can direct himself toward the goal of life. Because people are not educated in terms of the goal of life. They are working like madmen and becoming more and more attached to the material atmosphere. The misguided man accepts the material condition as everlasting. One must give up his faith in material things and give up attachment for them. Then one will be sober and peaceful. Reference 1715, Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 15th Chapter, Text 26 purport. When a man comes in contact with a saintly person, he becomes aware of the stringent laws of nature and thus becomes a religious person. Irreligious persons are like animals But in this Krishna consciousness movement, such persons can come to a sense of understanding things as they are and abandon the four principles of prohibited activities, namely illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. This is the beginning of religious life. Reference 1716, Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 26, Text 10, Purport. Sudras can become topmost Brahmanas. We have got such a nice process that even from the base Sudras we can create Brahmanas of the highest caliber. Reference 1717, later 3rd May 1972.
If Jai
The
Bhimwala sees this particular line, he'll become very angry. Ambedkarites will see Shudras, Brahmanas, they will become angry. Yeah, continue.
all are equal. The ignorant should be made wise. This is Krishna consciousness. To save those who are in the darkness. Reference 1718. Conversation 1st August 1975. We are trying to make fools, rascals, and sinful men to become wise. Reference 1719. Lecture 21st September 1973. However fallen one may be, he can be brought to the highest perfection of life. The whole movement of Krishna consciousness is to purify the consciousness. It doesn't matter what kind of brain one has, because if he simply transfers his consciousness from matter to Krishna, his life becomes successful. It is confirmed by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita that anyone who takes up Krishna consciousness achieves the highest perfection of life, regardless of whatever abominable condition of life he may have fallen into. Reference 1720, Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, 7th Chapter, Text 5, Purport. Thus, the Krishna consciousness movement aims to make fortunate all unfortunate, sinful people. It is our duty to make all these misfortunate, unfortunate creatures fortunate. That is our mission. We therefore go in the street and chant. Although they say can't, we go on chanting. That is our business. And somehow or other, we push on some literature in his hand. He is becoming fortunate. He would have squandered his hard earned money in so many nasty, sinful ways, and if he purchased one book, never mind the price, his money is properly utilized. The beginning of Krishna consciousness is there because he is giving some hard earned money for this Krishna consciousness movement. He is getting some spiritual profit. He is not losing. He is getting some spiritual profit. Therefore, our business is somehow or other bring everyone in this Krishna consciousness movement. Reference 1721. Lecture 22 September 1973. It is factually seen that many fallen people are becoming elevated. The Krishna consciousness movement is creating pure, exalted Vaishnavas, even from those born in families considered lower than those of Sudras. Reference 1722. Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela, 5th chapter, text 84, purport. It is all the mercy of Lord Chaitanya who continues to deliver persons more fallen than Jagai and Madhai. In this age of Kali, practically everyone is like Jagai and Madhai. But the Sankirtana movement, inaugurated by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is still flowing like a great river, inundating the entire world, and thus the International Society for Krishna Consciousness is successfully claiming all fallen souls to free them from contamination. Reference 1723, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 16, text 1, purport. This is the benefit of Lord Chaitanya's movement. If one somehow or other comes in contact with the Hare Krishna movement without consideration of his being a Sudra, Vaishya, Jagai, Madai, or even lower, he becomes advanced in spiritual consciousness and immediately develops love of Godhead. We now have actual experience that throughout the entire world, this movement is making such persons lovers of God simply by the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Actually, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared as the spiritual master of the entire world. He does not discriminate between offenders and the innocent. Krishna Prema Pradayate. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 19, text 53. He liberally gives love of Godhead to anyone and everyone. Reference 1724. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 8, text 21, purport. At the present moment, not only one Jagai Madhai, but thousands of Jagai Madhais, by the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, are being delivered. It is such active medicine, this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Reference 1725, lecture 14 November 1974.
Okay, Prabhu.
Raising, okay, thank you.
Kartik ji,
Prabhuji, we are almost at time, 6 p.m.
yes.
I need to start the other class also.
Okay, Prabhu. So we will stop here. We will meet tomorrow. If anybody wants to speak, you can call me or ask me or anything like that. I wanted to say something, but it's okay. Okay, we'll stop here. We'll meet tomorrow, raising people to the human platform. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Vansha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindeभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. श्रील प्रभु जगतगुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj ki jai. The more Shrila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.